Thank you for joining us as we look ahead at the 2014-2015 women's basketball season, joined by head coach Tammy George of the women's team, as well as Brittany Clency and Brittany Starling. And, Coach, we'll just jump right in here with you. You have 5 starters returning from last year, and it has to mean a whole lot to have that kind of experience coming back.
It does. It means a whole lot to us. It's exciting with the season right around the corner and have an experienced team back, and especially these two sitting beside me. They've been just starting their 3rd year, so we're really excited about that. And when you got that kind of talent and coming back, you're just it's exciting around here.
With that kind of experience, the sky's the limit. So what have you set as your team's goals and expectations for this coming season?
I'm focused on one day at a time. We really hadn't talked about, goals down the road. We're just taking we just have this just today mentality, is get better today. If we take that mentality and get better every day, then I think you'll see hopefully a good basketball team in March.
Let's bring the two Brittany's in here, and I'll let you answer this individually in whatever order you want. How about your personal goals and expectations coming into this season? Is there anything specific that you've worked on or you want to see accomplished this year?
Personally, I want to be a vocal leader. I need to speak louder and, be known vocally, because I know I can lead on the court physically, but it's time to talk up.
For me, I know people follow me and people listen to, usually what I say and kind of try to follow under my wing. So I kind of just want to be that positive leader for them, both emotionally, mentally, and physically. I kind of want to just keep pushing and just be there for everyone and let them know that, we're here as a team and, we have each other's back and, just have them follow along.
While Coach has not set any specific goals for you as she shared, what have you heard from her as far as her expectations for you guys being as experienced as you are this year?
No job is too small. So little things can make a big difference in the big games.
For me, it's more so my mentality, good play, bad play, next play type thing, not getting down on one thing. The game isn't necessarily – it's in our hands to take which way we want to take it. We can fall down and let the refs determine the game, or we can keep playing through it and get better as a team. So that's kind of the focus for it too.
Coach, we talked about you having the 5 key returners. Walk us through the progress you've seen from them in practice and in preparation for the upcoming season.
I think the biggest thing is just the leadership that these two and some of our other returners like Shelby and Maddie, they've just provided that leadership, and they're taking on these newcomers. We have 7 newcomers, 1 returner that kind of set out last year, but they've taken actually 8. So they're taking those 8 kids and they're really just leading them and showing them what the standard is here. And it's just been I don't have to say a whole lot in practice, which is good. I mean, they're being more vocal and stuff and doing the right thing. So that's the biggest thing that I like from this group, is that when you got that many kids returning from last year's team and they know what you expect, and they're just setting the standard, and the standard is high, is come to work every day and just work hard, and the success will take care of itself.
Out of that crop of newcomers that you speak of, who are we going to be introduced to pretty quickly, and who have you been impressed with since they arrived on campus?
We added some depth at the post. I think that's going to help us. Coco Ritter, actually Vondria, we call her Coco, I think is going to make an impact. Hopefully, she's getting a lot of reps right now and trying to find that her rhythm and get her confidence. But I think she's going to make an impact. She's a big kid, big inside depth. Just a couple other kids. We got, like I said, we added some depth at the post. We got another kid out of Jacksonville, Florida. Alexis Davis, who's coming along, and it's good to have that depth. We hadn't had really a whole lot of depth at the 5 spot, and we're looking forward to that. We also added a JUCO transfer, Cam Dickerson, who's going to help us on the perimeter, which we think will be another asset. And those are some names right now, but everybody's working hard, so it's good to see, and that's a good thing to have right now.
I'll ask you too, how has the team gelled so far with all those newcomers making their way in? How would you describe the team chemistry to this point?
It's great, honestly. It's actually the best chemistry we've had since I've been here. Everybody's meshing good on and off the court, so I know it's important to connect off the court, and hopefully you guys will see it when we play on.
Brittany, Starling, why do you think that is the case, that this team has connected so quickly?
Well, we kind of, when we all got here together, we always sit around and we talk about our goals and kind of what we're focusing on as a team. We're always together, so, we're always talking to each other. We're always helping each other out. We go to each other if we need anything. So just being around each other all the time and definitely on the court. There's a lot of competition, which is really good. Everybody's competing, nobody's complaining. Everybody just kind of going hard and trying to get better. So, just us being there for each other definitely helps out the chemistry a lot.
Coach, let's shift gears and talk about your schedule just a little bit. Obviously, the conference has changed up some. Some teams leaving. It's maybe made every game a little more important. You're not playing quite as many in the conference. And then your non-conference schedule after you talk about the conference. Just walk us through your schedule, conference and then non-conference-wise.
Well, obviously conference, it's always tough. There's Stetson and Florida Gulf Coast, who's kind of who we've been chasing for the last couple of years. Always year in and year out, they're good. So that's obviously our obstacle is to, we competed a little bit last year, got fourth in the conference. So that's our obstacle that's in front of us is to catch those teams and chase them. But outside the conference, we start off in Iowa and then we play Iowa State. It's going to be a tough start for us. And then we come home and open up with some familiar foes that we've kind of played the last couple of years. So, we're just excited about it, and we look each game will be a new challenge for us, and it's just an exciting time to get this team back and be able to compete again.
One of the things about being a returner is you know what it's like to play here in the Hodge Center when it's packed. Talk about what it means when you do get to come back home and what it means to you to be able to play in this kind of environment.
Well, it's home to us now, so coming back playing here, it's a great feel knowing that we're going to have a lot of fans come out to support us, which is always great. So I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
It's great, coming back home to play. A lot of the fans that we have here, usually are our classmates and professors, and it's great when you can kind of walk around and they asking what time you play, and they want to bring people. There's people that work in our CAF who are asking for tickets to try to come to the game. I mean, they're working back there and they're still talking to us, wanting to come and support us. So it's just great knowing that you have that fan base behind you that you see every single day and you kind of interact with them and they know you on a more personal level. It just kind of makes the game just that more fun for them.
So not only is the team a family, I'm hearing you say, but really this campus becomes a family when basketball season rolls around.
It is, yes.
Coach, how important does that make it that the fans and the supporters and the students pack the Hodge for you this season?
I think it's great. I think this is one of the best, gyms in the country to play in, and obviously we got ranked 15th last year. It's exciting. It's a small atmosphere, and when you get a lot of fans in here, it can really get loud, and they're right on top of the court. It makes for a great environment to play basketball.
What makes this place and this fan base different from some of the other places that you are used to playing?
Wow.
If you had to say this is the one thing that kind of sets this place apart, what would you say?
Oh, man. It's just electrifying. It's the fans, it's just crazy. You can go to other gyms and, the fans will call your name, yell your name and chant it, whether they're respecting you or not. But when you have, people that actually know you and, kind of know your story and know why you're here and know how much this actually means to you, it just means so much more. So it's just more emotional and more passionate for us.
Because it is a smaller atmosphere, we're more intimate with the fans. So it feels like they're playing too. So they're like the 13th man off the bench, 15th man off the bench. Everybody's all in the game.
Well, we talked about your environment. We talked about your returners. Those are obviously the strengths that are on paper. You've watched this team. You know them better than anybody, Coach. What are the strengths of this team that maybe aren't on paper that people are going to see this year?
Again, I think it's the leadership, which is something I've felt like we've lacked over the last couple of years, and again, just the leadership to help us be more disciplined day in and day out and do the little things like we've talked about. And I think that's really going to help us in the end, is to be consistent day in and day out. I felt last year we had a good year last year. I felt like we could have won more games if we'd have just been a little bit more disciplined. But I think, again, the leadership is helping. Okay, be more disciplined. Let's do this, the little things. And I think that's going to go a long way this year.
We allowed the fans to be involved by sending some questions in, and we'll get to those and get your thoughts on some of the things they want to know about going into the upcoming campaign. We'll now begin our social media portion of our preview of the 2014-2015 season. And the following questions have been sent in by the fans, and we'll begin with the two Brittany's there on the other end. Starling, I'll start with you, and the first question is, what teams, if any, on the schedule are you looking forward to facing this season? Now, I know you're not looking forward to facing anybody, but is there anybody on the schedule that really jumps out to you as a place you're looking forward to going or a matchup that you think means something to you special?
I'm going to have to say playing against South Carolina State again because, last year it was a very close game. It was very emotional, very exciting game for us. We won. It's better for me because it's closer to home. You know, it's about as close as we played to my actual home, and you know, I have a lot more family there, a lot more of my high school people there that I were with in high school, and you know, it's gonna be a fun game. You know, I know it's gonna be a good game. It'll be fun just having, you know, that whole support system there for you. You know, that you really can't always make it to the games that are here. So I think that'll be a great game.
How about you?
I would have to say UNCG because that's where I'm from, Greensboro. So I'm ready to see some family members and some friends come out and support us, not UNCG, Upstate.
No doubt where your allegiance lies whenever that game rolls around, right? Let's begin with you and go back the other way. And the fans also wanted to know what your thoughts were specifically on your new teammates, what you've seen out of the newcomers that maybe you're impressed with as student athletes leading the way.
They're way more competitive this year. Practice is fun because it's competitive. Everybody's diving for the ball. Everybody is going hard all the time, 100%. So that's exciting.
For me, I'm going to say, you know, all the newcomers are very hard workers. You know, they're always, you know, they'll be drenched in sweat just doing warm-ups. You know what I mean? They're always going hard. You know, they're never complaining. They're always trying to get better. You know, and it just feels good when they come to you, you know, because you've been here kind of asking for advice, you know, in that specific area. You know, so they're always wanting to learn more. You know, it's just great when you have new kids that come into the program that are not trying to, you know, tear anything up, but they're trying to learn just to make it a better program for you. That's always a good thing.
You certainly give us a nice window into the chemistry and the makeup of this team, which makes everybody excited to get rolling this year. Coach, the final social media question is for you, and it's simply, what would you say is different about this year's team compared to last year's?
Well, I'll touch on what I've been preaching on the whole time is been leadership. But I think one of the other biggest things is that, you know, they tasted success last year, and I think that makes them even more hungry this year to go after it. And like they said, they've come back with a different mindset, and they're hungry and they want to work hard every day, and they're setting the standard. These returners are setting the standard for the newcomers, and again, like she just said, Clency said, practice is so competitive. It's really just it's fun to watch. Sometimes you get caught up in it, and it's just really practice is fun watching all these kids compete, and in the end, that's the best thing.
It's going to be something when you get them all in the same jerseys, all pulling in the same direction, huh?
That's the biggest thing for us is learning how to play together and getting that chemistry.
Excellent. How ready are you to get the season started?
Very ready.
All
Very
right.
ready.
There's a look at a preview for the 2014-2015 women's basketball season here at USC Upstate. You can keep up with this team and all Upstate athletics at upstatespartans.com.